welcome to my channel. I'm Janet Yong, and in my channel I share about Feng Shui, Bazi, entrepreneurship as well as personal growth, especially in the areas of motivation, career and success. Now we have come to the last two animal horoscopes for the year, those born with the dog and the pig within their charts. What's in store for them in the year 2025, you may ask. Now the dog is ranked in the best group, ranked 5th, where you have quite a bit of nobleman star as well as a red matchmaker star. What does it mean for you? Do stay tuned where I'll share more in your individual horoscope forecast. Now for those born with a pig in your charts, you are considered under direct clash with the Grand Duke because the Grand Duke is in the Snake's Palace this year. Traditionally, with a clash like this, you should expect lots of changes, but it's not all bad news. So if you'd like to find out more, please stay tuned to the individual horoscope forecast. If you are already very familiar with Bazi, you can go straight to the timestamp where I've indicated which animal horoscope you can go straight to. But if you're brand new to Bazi and you do not know that there will be different animal horoscopes in the year, the month, the day and the hour, do stay on for the next segment where I'll share with you more. Let's move on to the next segment where I'll share more. Hello, welcome to this segment where I'll be explaining more in detail what it means by having the different animal horoscopes in the year, the month, the day and the hour. And as mentioned earlier on, this will be the last two animal horoscope forecasts for those born with the dog and the pig. And if you are already very familiar with Bazi, do go straight to the timestamp in the video description. Those who are brand new to Bazi, please hang on and stay with me as I explain a little bit more. Now, as you can see in this particular chart, there's a year heavenly stamp, earthly branch, month heavenly stamp, month branch, day heavenly stamp, day branch, and hourly heavenly stamp, hour branch. So this makes up 8 Chinese character, which basically translates to Bazi. And in a person's chart, if you're only looking at the year of birth in terms of the animal branch, you are only looking at 1 out of 8, which is 12.5% of the chart. So let's take a look at what it means by having the different animal horoscopes in the different parts of your Bazi chart. If you have the animal within the year, it generally represents basically what's happening in the bigger company environment, bigger industry environment. It also represents basically what's happening with your perception of or your interaction with your grandparents or your boss's boss. If the animal branch is within the month, then it generally has to do with what's happening in your immediate department, your interactions with your boss. It could also govern your career mindset as well as your perception or relationship either with your superior or your parents. If we look at the animal horoscope in the day, then it has to do with what's happening to your peers, your spouse, your siblings, or your perception of your relationship with them. And if it is within the hour branch, the animal horoscope that is there will represent your interactions or your perception of interactions with your subordinates, if you have them, the people younger than you, or if you have children, your children as well. Now the hour also governs basically your investment luck and your action. Therefore, it will determine the outcome most times of what will happen within a year depending on the actions that you take. Let's take a look at what are the stars that are for the dog. The dog happens to be in the best group within the 2025 race, and the dog ranks 5th in the best group. Why is that the case? Let's take a look at the stars. The dog actually has got the Yue De Nobleman star and the red matchmaker star. Now the Yue De Nobleman star has to do with helpful people. Red matchmaker has to do with moving your relationship to the next step. If you are already within a relationship and you want to bring it to the next level where you get married, or if you are single, you can basically get hitched if you want to by basically opening up yourself more to opportunities. And this year's Feng Shui energy wise, it would be the west location that has got the greatest peach blossom or networking luck. And I'll explain that in a later episode in this particular series. Now, of course, From inauspicious star perspective, you have both the death charm and the indulgence star. The death charm has to do with making sure that you take care of yourself. Indulgence star generally means that you want to spend time or money indulging in yourself. So a lot of times it is crucial in a year where there's the indulgence star to manage your budget or finances. And if you do have to spend, do look at whether it will aid you in the longer term, especially from a skill set perspective. Let's understand what it means by having the dog within the different parts of your chart. Now, if you have the dog in the year branch, generally speaking, your social circle of friends or your boss's boss, the bigger company or industry environment, there will be the presence of helpful people that will aid you in your move forward. Isn't that great after a year of changes in 2024? The second part would be with the red matchmaker star, probably your social circle of friends. There will be many people getting married, getting hitched, becoming a couple. If you want some recommendations, of course, you can go to them because they might also have the right person to introduce to you. Then from an indulgence star perspective, maybe there will be lots of big events in your bigger company or bigger industry environment. If the dog happens to be in your month pillar, then it has to do with your immediate department. There will be helpful people that can bring you forward, or in your department there are people who are getting married, as well as from indulgence star perspective, probably your company or your department is doing well, then therefore there will be events for entertainment, right? If you are looking at the day, then generally speaking, it is you who will basically be someone's helpful people, or you will basically, if you are willing to ask for it, get the helpful people. Your spouse could be your helpful people, your peers or your partner or your colleagues could be the person that will aid you when you have a problem that needs resolving. The other thing is, of course, if you have the death charm in the day branch itself, it's important for you to take care of yourself. And from the indulgence star perspective, you have to take care of your health, because don't overdo on the food, have a balanced diet, and then you will generally have a great year. The red matchmaker is in the day, then congratulations, this is a year. If you want to take that step further, it's definitely a great year. If you are already married, then relationship with your spouse will be great as well. If you are looking at the dog within the hour, then it's good news from the perspective that if you take the right kind of actions, willing to step up, willing to ask people, you will definitely get the helpful people that you want. And also from a red matchmaker perspective, if you are looking at it from the hour, then for sure, if you are willing to step up and take the right action, you will find the right kind of person. That concludes the Bazi portion for those born with the dog within their charts. Let's take a look at where the dog is situated within the palaces. The dog is situated within the Northwest Palace. So in the Northwest Palace this year, there is the argumentative and quarrelsome star. So if your bedroom or your main door is within the Northwest Palace, do make sure you protect against it. Don't spend too much time there, else you may get into arguments that you will not like to, or you will generally feel not so happy in the year 2025. Let's now move on to the last animal horoscope, those born with a pig within their charts. Now, why are they ranked last in the animal race? The key is, number one, they are born direct opposite of the snake branch, and therefore they are considered offending the Tai Shui, which is under the year breaker. So if you are looking at what does this mean, basically when we're looking at Tai Shui or the Grand Duke Jupiter of a year, it's the alignment of the Earth, the Sun, and the Jupiter planet. So when you are born in the direct opposite direction, so this year the Tai Shui direction is in the third segment of Southeast, and when the pig is situated in the third segment of Northwest, they are then in direct conflict or direction from the Grand Duke Jupiter, and especially when the snake is the fire element and the pig is the water element, there is a direct crash, and therefore it brings about obstacle. So from the pig's perspective, it basically means obstacles or changes. So it's a year that you have to basically be mindful of things that are changing and not get too upset and not be too impulsive in making the wrong kind of investment or taking the wrong actions that can result in wealth loss as well. However, there's actually an auspicious star, which is the Voyager star. So Voyager star has to do with traveling. It has also got to do with basically building your brand online if you are looking at doing so, or if you want that career opportunity of going overseas, the Voyager star is the star that you should be looking for. So let's move on and take a look at what it means by having the pig in the different parts of your Bazi chart. With the pig in your year branch, generally it means that there will be lots of changes within your bigger company, bigger industry environment, or there will be change in your boss's boss, the big boss of the company. That's what it means, because the clash can mean a change, or your bigger industry company environment may also see some obstacles since there is the wealth loss and year loss star as well. If you have the pig within the month, then most times what will happen is there is a lot of changes in your department. It could be a change in your immediate superior, and the month also governs your mindset. So maybe it's also one year where the push factor is strong, that you would like to change company as well. That's one. The other thing is from a Voyager star perspective. It could mean that in this year there will be opportunities for you to travel, and especially if you are on social media platforms and online, then this will be a year to think about bringing your name overseas, building your brand name online as well. From a health perspective, if there is a clash of the snake and the pig in your month branch, it could mean health from an eye, your circulatory system that you need to take care of, and also because the month can also represent your parents, maybe one of your parents' health will not be that great, then for sure it's important for them to spend time in the right locations, which I've already placed on the website. I will leave the link in the video description, or you can watch one of the later episodes where I explain about the auspicious sectors for 2025. If the pig is within the day branch, then likelihood there could be differences from your perception with either your colleagues, your peers, your siblings, or your spouse. And from a health perspective, similarly, it will be more towards the fire and water clash kind of health issues. So it could be circulatory system, it could be your eye as well, and your blood pressure as well. So the key for those born with the pig within the day, it is important for you not to react immediately to any differences that you might see with the person that is of your same level, your peers, your colleagues, or your spouse, because at the end of the day, when you take a step back, the outcome may be good for you. Now, if you have the pig within the hour, it is critical for you this year to be very careful in terms of signing of important documents, or when you're trying to make that important investment. Mainly because of this clash, there could be some obstacles, but if you've already done your right kind of calculation and you are very sure, then it's also not too big of an issue. But do spend time in the auspicious sector, take a step back and look at all the different factors before you do sign on the dotted line. Then from a perception perspective, you might have differences with your subordinates, people younger than you, and if you have children, differences in your opinions with your children as well. Now, because the hour also governs your action, so with a clash, it is important for you, as I mentioned earlier on, not to rush into decisions and actions when reacting to people. Why is this the case? Because from the palace perspective, the pig is born within the Northwest Palace, and you have the number 3 quarrelsome star, and with the 3 quarrelsome star and the clashes, generally you may be a little bit unhappy or aggressive in 2025. So not spending time, especially in the Northwest, would be important, and also the other locations like the
misfortune star within the Northeast. I hope that you've enjoyed this entire 2025 Chinese Animal Horoscope series. This is the end of the episode on all the 12 animal horoscopes. 恭喜发财, Happy New Year. After Chinese New Year, I'll be coming up with the episodes on Feng Shui, auspicious and inauspicious sector. I'll see you then on my channel. In the meantime, have a prosperous festive holiday. Goodbye.